Welcome, Rise of Industry fans, to Rise of Industry with Omnius Prime. Episode 2, Growing Profitably, Diversify Products. As you can see, I've built a new little area here with a berry and a cotton farm and another warehouse. And as you can see, I'm making $121,000 last month. So I'm making my profits as I added that second little business area. And I spent 1.61 million, okay, to build this warehouse here and the two berry farms plus the water. And as always, I have the water connected up to the delivering directly to the cotton and the berry plants. And I have the cotton and berry plants obviously going to the warehouse, and the warehouse is selling to the stores. So let's go ahead and let the clock run a little bit, and we can watch the area start to grow in action. Now you can see how the lumber and rubber and sugar over here are going into pool, adding to the farms over here in warehouse 1. And now you can see there that the berries and cottons are now starting to produce. Then they'll send their goodies to the warehouse. The warehouse will start sending the goodies to the stores. So, oh yeah, and let's just come up here. I'm just about done with the air purifier, 9 more days, and then I get to start the dye and fiber products, which will allow me to expand this area right here. Now, let's go ahead and finish up real quick. As you can see, some trucks have already delivered goodies. Whoops. And what I like to do is stop the game at the beginning of a month. Now here it's a R&D alert, which tells me that the air purifier is done. Now I've got 120 days for the dye. It'll be another 120 days for the fibers. Okay. So now I made 149,000 this past month. So that's pretty good. If you notice, I kind of like to start building stuff on the first of the month. Just, because everything's on a 15, 30-day cycle, so I try to kind of, get in that kind of, rhythm for the first and third, the first day of the month. And later on, when loan payments come out, then they come out on the first of the month. So you don't want to build like on the 30th of the month thinking you've got a whole bunch of money, and then on the first, oops, you're short money because you spent the money that's going to be part of the loan payment. So I'm going to be back in a little bit and show you my next part where I'm going to. 213,000. Here it is in August 1st. So I guess about 4 months have transpired. And as you can see, I finished up my dye heading for the fibers. And so what I've done here is I've added a berry farm. Okay. I've got another water plant. And now let's check out the delivery here. I've got 3 going to Peaberry 2. I have got 1 water going to the air purifier 1. And I have 2 going to warehouse 3. Now, I have 1, 2, 3 delivery slots. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 targets for my water. Okay, so this is why here I'm making an exception early on in the game, and I'm bringing in the water And let's see. I should have these guys on so that they're getting the water, okay, because I'm not delivering it right here. So I've got water coming in. So let's see how this works. And the pea berry, okay. So what I have to do here, since I don't have enough destinations for this water gatherer to deliver to all my targets, I do have to use the warehouse here. I will be researching a tech that will allow me to open up 3 more destinations per gatherer warehouse. So for now, what I've had to do was double truck some water just because, that's what I'm forced to with my lack of technology here. And so what did I do? I spent 1.93 million to build the water plant, the berries, the 2 dye, and the 1 air purifier. So let's let this run. And oh, here we go. Permit to build in the region of Gasket. Okay, so let's take a look. So here we have like little events and stuff. Right now, I've got the tax break. A region has given you a small tax break to award you for years of being part of the community. All buildings upkeep minus 25%. So right now, I'm getting a little extra profit from this tax break. Now, let's go up and take a look at Gasket. A tisket, a tasket. Do I want to buy Gasket? And let's just push that over here. Now, for a mere $35.68 million. Now, I've got like 2 million. I can, let's just go back to pool again. And let's take a look. I can borrow money. I wonder how much. So let's go ahead and take a look at take out a loan. And let's look at pool. I could take out a loan for 15 million at pool, 10 million at Bell Valley, and 5 million at all the rest of them. So right now, buying Gasket for that kind of money is crazy. Now, if you remember correctly from the beginning of the first episode, Gasket is where I did my little fireworks show. So, so yeah, I just decided, I'm not going to try buying it, but let me run this at 1 speed. And so you can bid on this, and see, I don't have enough funds to bid, and I'm pretty sure one of these other AIs is going to place a bid on it. And you've got like a 3-day limit or something. So let's see if, oh, I guess nobody bid on it. But you see, one of the things wrong with Gasket is it has no road network anywhere. So it's kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere, although it does have iron ore and coal. One thing I messed up was Indianapolis. This region is kind of a dumb pick because the only thing it really has is wood. And as you can see, the AI is expanding. Potatoes, rubber trees, chocolate fields, but it's kind of doing it poorly here. Look at this. You got a plantation 2 that's got 1 chocolate field. Here's orchard 2 with a rubber tree field. Now this crop farm looks like it's just built out on some potatoes. Now here's a crop farm with 1 potato. This orchard doesn't look like it even has any fields with it yet. So the AI really builds just stupidly, okay? And this is why you just don't want it to play with the AIs. And let's just go ahead and get the clock zipping again here. And let's see about getting these die factories running. So now if I come up labels, let's see, let's take a look at my pollution heat map. So as you can see around this air purifier, it's creating a pollution-free zone. And one of the things will be as nice is that I can have factories nearby my fields, and the pollution won't affect them. Now you can see the smoke coming out of the dye factories, and that means that they're now working and producing. Bingo. And then they will start delivering to the warehouse, and the warehouse to pool. And 214,000. And what am I doing on my so I've got about a month left on my fibers. So let's cut to my next break and we'll see the fiber plants. I'm back. It's December of year 2. And as you can see, now what I've done is I built some fiber plants. Okay, so 2 cotton in, 2 fiber out. Whereas with the dye plants, they were 2 berries and 1 water in and 2 dye out. So now, I did not build another water plant and cotton farm. What I decided to do was just cheapy build these 3 fiber plants and repurpose my cotton to the fiber plants. Okay, so let's just let the clock run a little bit here. I did that because since I put the fiber plants here, this cotton farm was right here. Just, you know, one of the things is also trying to shorten up your transportation routes and stuff. Okay, and like my inn is right at the back end, so you can see where the trucks are going in and when they go out. Is I try to line my going out along with you know where it's going to, like the city there, and then I try to keep traffic running not along the route that the warehouse trucks are going to take. And I just finished up another R&D, and oh, and I picked up another PR event here. Price of raw rubber up plus 42% for 24 months. So now I've got another one of these little events that's kind of helping me out. So now let's cut to the chase and see what I've built in my next. Here we are. It is February 1st of year 3, technically year 2 still because the first year started April 1st. So I'm not quite through 2 years yet. Haven't shown you like the town yet. So Poole has right now a population of 210,448. The town prosperity is prospering. It starts out stagnant. I've got 3 shops in the town, which is a hardware store, a farmer's market, and the clothing store. You can see the one PR event I have is the price of raw rubber plus 42% for 24 months. I have 580 days remaining on that. I started out at around, I think around 183,000. So in less than 2 years, I'm growing almost 30,000, which is pretty good. Now, I have built a cotton farm and an orange farm so that I could build a new water plant, okay, which is now servicing the orange and cotton farms, okay. So I'm always balancing my production. That was the one reason that I decided to do the orange farm research so that I could then come back and I used the cotton from the first farm for the 3 fiber factories. So now I can sell cotton to the city along with the oranges, and the 2 fields together justify putting in a new water source, new water plant. As you can see, that ended up costing me 1.35 million, and I have I have 794,000 remaining in on my cash. So let's go ahead and let's talk technology real quick. So as you can see, I'm working. Just started my chemicals. And now what I've been doing is, let's come down, what is it, basic distribution, yes, right here. There's +3 destination slots, okay? That's the middle research project in the middle row, right smack dab in the middle, where my mouse cursor is, but you can't see it, okay? So as you can see, what I'm looking at is I've done I'm almost done with I'm going to start with this, go to the land harvesters, because I'm going to soon be expanding into gas and oil, and that's to be able to instantly pump up my harvesters there from 3 to 5. Then, as you can see, I do the water, okay, which is the far right research project in the middle row. Then I have to come over here to the +10 farm storage in the bottom row on the left to get to the wheat, to get to the livestock. So now then, wheat and livestock I can pump up from 3 fields to 5. And then I can pump up my production from 6 to 10. And so this is why, I kept stressing in the early part of the, in the first video, do not overproduce. Like, don't build 3 wheat fields so you can get 18 production, because you're going to get it here as you start expanding and stuff. So let's let the clock run a little bit. Now, production alerts. As long as they're orange, no problem. And it's invariably, they're going to come and go. The only time you have to worry is if you see one that's red. Now, pathing, that's what I want to talk about. Now, as you can see, the entrance for this warehouse is right over here in the back, okay? The exit going out more towards the front, towards the city. So if you notice how, I have my water plant, and like, what am I delivering? I'm trying to use separate routes, okay, for each water plant and set of farms, as you can see here. And you can see how the routing, I'm trying to take everything back behind the warehouse in, not running them through the front gate, so to say, where I'm running my warehouse trucks in and out. So, I've seen some people, they make these Harry High School Mickey Mouse kind of one-way traffic circle nonsense. I mean, just ridiculous looking. Keep it simple, stupid. The old KISS theory, and it's going to work. So, no, you don't have to do all these fancy schmancy one-way circular nonsense routing tricks. If you just do some straightforward thinking through the truck routes you're going to take, and you minimize the number of trucks you're going to have to use. So I'll be back in a moment, and let's see where I went with my next build. Here it is, October 1st of year 3, and as you can see, I've got some new stuff going on, okay? So what I did is I built gas harvesters and an oil harvester. My warehouse. Now I have one of these chemical scrubbers, okay, where I need chemicals. So now I'm kind of getting into the heavy industry here. Playing with textiles, I'm playing with light industry, and I can use the air purifier, and that uses water. But now that I'm playing with some of this dirty stuff, the oil and gas and copper, iron, coal, stuff like that, got to have the chemical scrubber. And here I have the petrochemical plant that will take 3 gas, turn it into 2 chemicals. Okay? And I just happen to have 2 scrubbers. So I'm delivering 1 to each scrubber. And I just this worked out so nice that I could place these 3 harvesters here, and then put 2 scrubbers in between, and that will take care of the pollution problem here. As you can see here, the output is 3 to the Petrochem 1, and then the rest, another 3, are going to the warehouse. Okay? And the warehouse is going to be shipping gas and oil to the stores, the hardware stores. And they both are at 20 each, since the capacity is now 10. What have I got here? A research breakthrough, research speed up by 25%. Research speed plus 25%. So here's another cool little event that's helping me out. I still have the raw rubber going. And if I, let's look at the tech tree real quick. And as you can see, I have 8 days left on the gatherer storage. Now, let's see. Oh yeah, nope, leave it here. So here, the next project that I have, top left-hand corner on the first row, is the land harvesters. Now, what that'll let me do is add 2 harvesters to the oil and gas, and also the lumber. Okay, so the land harvesters will do the resources, oil, gas, iron, coal, copper, and lumber. So this is real useful. Then, as you can see, I've switched to the next project is that truck symbol. And let's see, we're going right here to basic distribution, a +1 truck capacity. Now, what does that mean and do for me? Now, you notice that the cost is 1.8 million, the research time 173 days. I'm in the 3rd tier right now. So this is a big research project. But I figured that since I have the the research breakthrough, I might as well see if I can get some of this done while I have that research breakthrough working for me. And as you can see, I basically am working through the fields and harvesters so that I can start adding 2 fields to all my farms, including the livestock. And I'll of course have the water before I start doing all of that, so that I don't have the farm want to build it up, but my water is restricted. So here I'm taking care of my input before I start increasing my outputs. So let's let the clock run. Now, what happened was I come over here. I borrowed $5 million, and I spent $4.22 million. And the month before, I made $272.9 thousand in profit. Now, at the headquarters, I went and I took out a loan from Archbold for $5 million. So it's going to be paid over 36 months. Interest rate is 10%. The monthly payment's going to be $152.78 thousand. Okay. As you can see now, my starter loan is down to $9.5 million. I have 114 payments remaining, so I'm starting to pay the starter loan back. Okay, now you can get various loan terms. You can stretch out the payments and increase the interest rate, or you can decrease the loan payment period and increase the payment amount, but decrease the interest expense or interest rate. So let's go ahead and let the clock run a little bit, and we'll start to see the trucks start to jam in here. And you notice that from here, I built the road to go through right by where my second warehouse is. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to start seeing some air pollution from the traffic after a while, and then I'll have to build a air purifier plant in here. But that's in a future episode. Now, as you can see, the plants are dirty, and now look at that. They're all clean, which means that you can see they're all belching smoke. It means they're all working real nice. Okay, and you can see the trucks coming out here delivering finished product, the gas and oil to the hardware store. So, oh, here we go, contract auction. This is what I want to show you here. Here's something that says deliver 15 beef to Orem. Okay, now where is Orem? So let's go find Orem. Yeah, it's way off here in the other edge of the map. See, it's got the little beef auction thing there. Do I want to do that auction? Heck, no. Auctions tend to be worthless. I found out even when I sold stuff to like my own region, first of all, you have to bid for it, okay? So just for grins, I'm going to place a bid. Now here it says 250%, so 252.9K. Now when I did this for something that I delivered to my own town, I spent like 250,000. I got back 188,000 when I actually did the finish the contract. So it was like, this is something you just don't do. But let's have a little fun and show you the auction experience. Now I've got 3 days. That little 3D means 3 days. So I've got it set to the 1 speed. Now it's down to 2 days. Now will the AIs just let me have it without counter? So here they're just, it looks like they're going to let me go and waste my money on that contract. And really, contracts, they take you out of what you're doing, and what you want to do is pay attention to your own city. Because it would be stupid for me to try to deliver, beef, which I'm not growing right yet, up to Orem, along the roads with trucks. So contracts tend to be a losing proposition, so I just say no to contracts. Okay, let's move along to my next segment. Here we are back again, and this time I have finished up the increase in the land harvesters. I just spent 1.62 million to place the extra 2 harvesters for each of the gas and oil pumps that I have. So there we go. So now I'm going to have increased production here. Now I have the truck project started, the truck capacity. Now the beauty of the truck capacity, the +1, gatherer trucks and like trucks on the farms, all these other things, have a capacity of 1. But warehouse trucks start out with a capacity of 2. So if you add +1 to the truck capacity of 2 to make it 3, you're basically getting a 50% increase in carrying capacity. So that's a really cool thing to have. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the tech tree again. And as you can see down in the bottom row, I've added in the, let's see, where am I at? Nope. There we go. So now I've added in the one-way road so I can get to the plus 25% urban road speed. Now here it's telling me that I'm consistently losing money and blah 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 blah, and I'm just going to say don't show that to me because I'm making money. And so yeah, now what I'm doing is I'm as you can see increasing production, and now I'm working on speeding up my transportation. Okay, so here it is, like February of year 4, and still making 50,000 a month. And I think, let's see. Oh yeah, and I'm spending 250,000 a month now in my research spending. So I've jacked up my research spending so that I can research things quicker and develop my products and stuff. Now, like I said, I'm building on increasing production and speeding up my transportation. And then I can branch out into other things. So let's come along and see what I do for my next stage. Here we are, almost a year later. It's October 1 of year 4. So some significant time has passed by. Now, I've got $3 million in the bank. I made $55,000 last month on $1.19 million in sales. And I spent $450,000 to add 2 more harvesters to my lumber one plant here. Okay, so now it's producing 10. Now I didn't add any harvesters here. I don't want to overproduce and drop my price of lumber too much. So that's why I only did 1 pump up here. So it's just a little change. But let's take a quick look up here. And as you can see, I have finished the truck capacity. And now I'm got 147 days left to increase capacity on the animal farms, okay, livestock. Then I'm going to finish up the cotton and orchards, do the road so I can get to the urban speed. I'd never built a single bit of one-way road. Then I can open up cows, because then I'm going to do something in the way of selling beef to the next city over in Indianapolis. Now, let's see, are we at logistics? So yeah, now what I decided to do was also get into, well, where is it? Advanced distribution. So first of all, I'm going to build the train terminal, because that's a quickie. Then I'm coming over here to build tunnels and bridges. You can't build tunnels and bridges until you research the tunnels and bridges here. So there's kind of like a way to go and things. And then finally, I'm going to start building some, let's go to carpentry, go for wooden planks, okay, so I can kind of do some carpentry stuff because I got the lumber there. And is it right here, bricks. Turn sand and water into bricks for like construction goods store, something like that. So I'm kind of starting to plan out different product lines to play with, okay? So let's kind of like just take a look here, and as you can see, I'm going to have a little more activity here. Now, one of the nice things is that you don't see any of my warehouses having yellow or red truck icons on them, which would mean that they don't have enough trucks to ship the product they got in there. So one of the important things to do is kind of like, don't overload any particular warehouse with stuff. Build different um, business parks or stuff. Like this is more um, the raw resource type of business going on here. But as you can see with the scrubbers, I'm keeping it clean. I could put agriculture up here if I wanted to. And you can see the textile industry is working real nice. So what I'm going to do is come back in a moment and let's see where we go with my next build. Here we are. It's about 6 months later, April 1 of year 5. And as you can see, I have now finished up the research for the wheat fields and animal farms, okay, the livestock. So now this wheat field now has 5 wheat fields in it. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or something like that. This guy's got wheat fields all over the place. um, and this sheep farm now has the 5 sheep fields, so that now they're able to produce 10 instead of just 6. And in my research, I'm now going to get through the like plantations and orchards, so that I can increase other product productions and sell a little more, and then I'll do the road improvements. Now here I've added light fabric because I realized, yeah, I want to start turning dye and fibers into light fabric, a tier 2 product. And I keep running the 250K on the research. And as you can see, it's I got that nice long line of traffic. I got another tax break, so I'm getting the upkeep, building upkeep reduced by 25%. So let's see what happens with my next build. Back again. It is now June 1 of year 5. And if we come over here, it looks like, wow, I've only got 104.71 thousand left cash on hand. I made 225,000 last month, but if you look, I just spent 4.05 million. And what the heck did I spend that money on? Well, I finally finished up the research for plantations and orchards. So now, if you've noticed, I've really expanded all of my farms here to 5. I've added 2 fiber plants. I've added 2 dye plants. Okay. Now, I've added 2 water harvesters pretty much everywhere. Okay. Now, if you notice, what I did not, each one of these water systems has 5 hooked up to the one on one road. Okay. 5 hooked up to the one water plant, 1 road. Same thing here. Now, I did not fill in between because I want my trucks to use separate streets. I don't want trucks going down one street and then thinking it's quicker to run across the in front of the harvesters and stuff. So it's all about planning your routes, restricting traffic. Smart traffic management is what we're after. Let's go ahead and take a look up here. I'm starting on my roads here. Now I moved up light fabric to right after the roads, and then I'll do the train and do the bridge and tunnel, and then I guess make them cheaper before I do cattle. And then what I did is I added copper tubing and copper wire down here with the wooden planks in the bottom row. So I'm trying to diversify my product line. I'm kind of searching around which way I want to do research and for different things. Obviously, the light fabric's going to fit in real nice right here where I've got dye and fibers being made. So let's take a quick run here. Now I still have 2.22 million to pay back, 16 more payments on my $5 million Archibald loan. And the research breakthrough is still working for me. The tax break is still working for me. And I'm finishing up, research products and all this good stuff. So it looks like I'm just humming along. What do we have here? Price of chicken meat plus 33% for 21 months. Now, obviously, I don't want to do any bidding on this. Let's just see if one of the AIs will bid on it. Because sometimes when they get the money and stuff, then what they do is they just keep bidding. And sometimes I just let them have it. Okay, so that was done. So let's see where we're going in my next build. Okay, we're back. It is March 1 of year 6. And now I've built something new. Okay, I've got a cow field. So I have a cow farm and a wheat farm. And of course, I built the water. Now, when I'm looking back at it, I made a mistake. I was just, so into, I want to build the 5 fields, okay, that I didn't really think about, what I should have done is just built 3 wheat fields, producing 6 wheat, 5 going to the livestock farm, the cow farm, and 1 going down to the city to the farmer's market. Instead of having 5 wheat going to the cows and 5 wheat going to the warehouse, and then I kind of only end up sending, I think, let's see, yep. So I'm sending some to the farmer's market, but I'm also set up to send any excess to the state. So this was where I kind of, messed up, and in the heat of the moment of building stuff, just kind of messed that up. And of course, building these farms like right next to the doggone warehouse and stuff. It just, I've got to be smarter about keeping some distance from the warehouse for when traffic builds up. Although I get away with this. And of course, when push comes to shove, build the air purifier. Problem solved. Okay, and I could have built 3 water pumps instead of 5, and then producing. So this I could have saved a little money, I think, and not overproduced. So here was one instance where I kind of did overproduce. Now, so I spent 1.68 million to set that up. I also spent 972,000 to pay back the loan to Archibald. So as you can see now, I only have the starter loan at 7.08 million in balance. Okay, I've got 85 more payments to go. So I'm almost a third of the way through paying off that starter loan. And as you can see, I just keep expanding. Eventually I will connect up these roads in between my new warehouse here and this warehouse back here, but not for now. I just figured kind of let's keep the traffic separate. And if we go ahead and run this now, one of the things is during the month you can have a negative cash balance. Okay. The thing is at the end of the month, that's when you need to have a positive cash balance so that you can pay off any loan payments that come due on the first of the month. If you don't have enough cash on hand to pay your loan payment on the 30th, then on the 1st you're going to get this, you're going broke, and you have to borrow money from the state at 25%. So it's just a matter of you got to be kind of careful to understand your cash flow. And what I like to do is pay loans off early See, now here it says, oh no, a settlement's population has decreased due to pollution. And I know that that is one of the AI regions because it's not mine. Here we go. Another one of these, deliver some leather to Emmett. I'm just going to let it run. I don't feel like, I just say no to contracts. Oh, hey, now we got a bidder here. Let's just go ahead and have a little fun and just see if I counterbid if someone else will trump me here. So sometimes the AIs will kind of get into bidding wars for stuff. And sometimes I'll place a bid just to force the AI to pay more. Now, of course, it looks like what I'm doing is I didn't want this, but since I'm running this for nothing, it doesn't matter. I just want to show you that you can do this kind of thing. Omnius Corp 1, deliver 17. Yeah, that ain't winning, man. That's, like I said, woo, injured employee. Dang. An employee has been badly injured and requires help with the medical attention before getting back to work. Effect fine, $1 million. Pooh Bear, let's just take a quick look here. And, well, I don't see the fine being paid. Let's see if it shows up at the end of the month. Not sure when that's going to pay and stuff. So, monthly payments of all existing and new loans reduced by 28% for 13 months. The target is Emmett. Okay. So yeah, some of these things are kind of cute, but I just kind of tend to stay away from things. Sometimes the bidding just isn't worth it, and it looks like maybe no one went for it. So I think I'm going to wrap up this episode. As you can see, in this episode, I've been expanding my product line now into the natural resources, the dirty energy, gas and oil. Now I'm doing cows. Oh, yeah. Remember, I didn't have beef a place to sell beef in my own city. Just so happens that in the nearby city of Indianapolis, they buy beef, and they're not being supplied. So now what I'm doing is I'm sending my beef to Indianapolis while the leather and milk go to Poole. So here's a case where I didn't have to sell to the state at a reduced price. I'm actually getting to sell to Indianapolis at a nice price. And looks like somebody's going for the 9 leather to Indianapolis. And yes, I could do it, but it's just not worth it. By the time you pay the $160,000, you're not really going to get much from 9 leather to really cover the cost of winning the contract. So as you can see, I'm building up money and stuff nice. And I hope that you'll come back for my next episode, where I keep continuing to build, pool up in different business areas, and I will be expanding into different regions.